Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial with us. Today we'll be doing September 2021 for entrance examination to medical school to Cameroon. And we'll be dealing with biology. We have 50 questions to go along to do today, so we'll go straight into it. Thank you. The first question, the normal pH value of blood is, well, this is a straightforward question. The answer is B, 7.35, 7.45. That's your pH of blood. The junction between one neuron and the next, or between a neuron and effector, is called a synapse. Yes, a synapse. So a synapse is gap between a neuron and the next neuron. Yeah. And for just for some small additional information, we can have two types of synapses. We have chemical synapse, what we have here, yes, what we have here, and we also have electrical synapses, which in human body, electrical synapses are our gap junctions. Yes, gap junctions are found between the heart and the cardiomyocytes in the heart, and some neurons in the hypothalamus and some other places. Well, we continue. The retina does the following. Excuse me there. The retina does the following. The retina is the innermost layer of the eyeball, and it contains photoreceptor cells, photosensitive cells, which are the cones and rods. Which, yes, cones allow us to see in the day in bright light, while the rods allow us to see in dark light. And so I would go with A, allows vision in light and dark using cones and rods. Yeah, very straightforward. Which blood component plays the biggest role in maintaining pressure of osmotic blood? Excuse me. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold, so my voice gets cranky at times. Which blood component plays the biggest role in maintaining pressure? Osmotic blood. Albumin. Yes, albumin. Albumin makes up 60% of the plasma proteins. 60%. That's huge. And it pulls a lot of water with it, by the way. 5. Blood pressure is the measure of. Blood pressure this can be tricky if you're not very well keen and you're not very sure. Can be tricky, but we'll go with B. Blood pressure is the pressure exerted by blood on the arteries. Yes, not on blood vessels, on arteries. Yeah. I don't know if I should explain more, but anyways, we go with B. Yes, when we measure pressure all the time, is the pressure on the arteries. The pressure on the veins is very different because the arterial pressure is what closely mimics the state of the heart. So the pressure in the arteries kind of tells you what's going on in the heart. High pressure in the artery reflects a high activity of the heart or whatever, many things. But arteries, yeah, thank you. The pacemaker of the heart is, there's a no, sinoatrial, no, D. Okay, 7. An antigen is. An antigen is, we go with D, an organic or chemical substance that causes antibodies to form in the body. Yes, antigens are substances generally found on the coat, the membrane, or outer membranes of organisms, yes, of cells, yes, which kind of give them an identity, a name, which helps which helps your immune system to identify them. Yeah, so an antigen is kind of a tag on a cell which helps immune system to recognize the cell. In simple terms, I think that's yes. And produces antibodies in case of foreign cells. The direct control of water excretion by the kidneys is controlled by antidiuretic hormone. And we have a quick tip there. Vasopressin is another name for antidiuretic hormone. Yes, produced or secreted in the posterior pituitary gland, produced by cell bodies in the hypothalamus. Number 9. Carbon dioxide is dangerous because carbon monoxide, I beg your pardon, monoxide, it binds strongly to hemoglobin, making it unavailable to oxygen. A. Yes. It forms a compound called carboxyhemoglobin, which is very much very, very much um, stable, and makes it difficult for oxygen to bind to the hemoglobin. It's quite known as little as 0.05% of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere would cause death. Yes, so it's very dangerous to be in the garage and steam your car in a locked garage. Yes, very dangerous because carbon dioxide emitted from the exhaust would saturate the atmosphere inside and probably kill you. Anyways, number 10, the liver takes part in which of the following actions? Storage of glycogen, yes. Synthesis of plasma proteins, yes. Bowel production, yes. Drug detoxification, yes, and all of them. All of them. The the liver is kind of the factory of your body. Yes, kind of what China is to the world today. If they put it in that way. Number 11, the digestive enzyme is produced in the salivary glands and the pancreas. Amylase. Yes, amylase. We have pancreatic and salivary amylase, which helps digest. Amylase helps to digest starch to mouth. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused there. Amylase helps to digest starch and breaks it down to maltose. Yeah. 12. The function of the ileum is to. This can be A says absorb nutrients. B, yes, the ileum absorbs nutrients. B, absorb vitamin B12 and bile salts. Yes. Introduce bile and pancreatic juices. No. Bile and pancreatic juices enter the digestive tract through in the duodenum. Yes, around duodenum through through in a place called the ampulla of Vata. And we have a certain sphincter there, sphincter of body. Anyways, it's in the duodenum, not in the ileum. D, absorbs alcohol. I guess that's an aspirin. No, I think that takes place predominantly in the stomach. E, absorb lipids. Yes. So it's quite confusing to choose one person. So we have A, B, and E that are correct. But if I were to choose one, I'll go with A because it's kind of more generalistic. Yes, absorbs nutrients. So it's kind of more general than the rest. So A, yeah. 13, non-essential amino acids. Straightforward, can be produced in the body. Yes. Non-essential amino acids can be produced in the body. A says are stored in the body. No, amino acids are not stored in the body. They are when they are in excess, they are broken down to form, and we have the amino part which forms ammonia and goes in the liver, forms urea and is excreted in urine. Only occasionally can be produced in the body. Anyway, C. 14. The role of iodine in salt is. Iodine is important in production of thyroxine. Yes, the thyroid gland. Thyroxine is a hormone produced by the thyroid gland and helps to avoid simple goiters. Yes, avoid simple goiters. There is a bit of endocrinology. Well, for a bit, for those who are interested in knowing more, okay, if you lack iodine, it means your thyroid gland is not producing thyroxine. Yeah, because you need iodine to produce thyroxine. It means if you don't have thyroxine, it means your pituitary gland, which secretes thyroid stimulating hormone, is going to produce excess of it. So it means excess thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the thyroid gland, and the thyroid gland keeps on increasing in size and increasing in size, growing bigger and bigger because of the thyroid stimulating hormone. That's its function, to increase the thyroid gland so that the thyroid gland can produce more thyroxine. But unfortunately, the thyroid gland is increasing but not producing more thyroxine because there is no iodine. So it's the enlarged thyroid that causes this goiter in the neck, this bulge in the neck. 15. Oh, I made myself understood. 15. The sugar in RNA is sugar in RNA, ribose, and sugar in DNA, deoxyribose. Yeah. 16. In the cell cycle, DNA multiplication occurs during the S phase. The S phase, here we have a little diagram of The cell cycle. Yeah, very important to have an idea of this. We have our airspace where there is DNA synthesis, and all of that it happens in interface where the cell is growing and synthesizing DNA. G1, G2, well, you know. 17. The following propositions are comparisons between male and female reproductions. Choose the incorrect statement. Okay, first, the reproductive organs of both sexes are both homologous. I think that's correct. Yes, that's correct. They are homologous. They kind of develop when an embryo and a young fetus starts maturing. Kind of, there is no sex differentiation yet until the organs start differentiating. For example, the clitoris and the penis all come from the same embryonic precursor or predecessor. Yes, if I may say so. Both sexes have reproductive abilities in adulthood. Well, I think that's the answer. Yes, I think they meant both sexes have reproductive abilities throughout adulthood. Well, both females have menopause, yeah, in around 50 years. Females, their reproductive abilities greatly decline or even cease. Yes, menopause. Anyways, let's move to the next and see what we can get. Both systems experience latent development. Yes, we have this kind of puberty and something. D. Both systems have gonads which produce gametes and sex hormones. Yes, none of these statements. B. 18. What materials are nails made of? Keratin. Straightforward. Keratin. Next, 19. How many lungs does a human body have? Sorry, that's half it. Half. One pair. One pair of lungs. that was. I don't know why the answer kind of goes there, but anyways. 20. Some amino acids cannot be synthesized by the human body and must be included in the diet. These are called essential amino acids. Yes, essential amino acids. B. The only cellular organelles visible under an electron microscope are ribosomes. Ribosomes. Ribosomes visible only under the electron microscope. Thank you. During mitosis, the maximum condensation of chromosomes is at sorry there. I think it's C. Yes, this is an error. Thank you. Sorry. The maximum condensation is at metaphase. Yes. Metaphase. Yes. Condensation of chromosomes begins at prophase and continues from prophase to metaphase, where we have the maximum condensation. 20. The biuret test makes it easy to identify carbohydrates. No, biuret test basically is a test for peptide bonds. Yes, yeah, it's written here. It's a test for peptide bonds. So, well, like you said here, if I have to go with one answer, I'll go with D. But take note, the biuret test can also identify dipeptides because dipeptides contain peptide bonds. Peptide bond is a bond which links amino acids together. So, in humans, enzymes are supplied by food. No. Synthesized in the body. Yes. Synthesized in the body. The Kreb cycle takes place in the stroma of the mitochondria. Yeah, the mitochondrial matrix. B. Mutation. The mutation. This can be a tricky question. Anyway, let's read the options. I think let's read the options. Can only affect germ cells. No. B. Changes the sequence of a gene. Yes. That's the answer. I think. Yeah. Okay, it's always transmitted to the offspring. No. In case of sex cells, it affects the gonads. D. Always has selective advantage. Not really. No. 27. The genotype of an individual matches all cytoplasmic genes. Interesting. Option there. No. matches all of its DNA. No, I know that's the genome. That could be a trick someone will fall into. The genotype does not match all of the DNA. I think that's the genome. The genome is all of an organism's or a cell's DNA, not genotype. C characterizes a genetic abnormality. Yes, I think C. D says it's completely transmitted to its offspring. No. Okay, C. C. Yes. Which of the following phenotypic variations is sex related? Uh, Hemophilia. Yeah, hemophilia. D. 29. The cell-mediated immune response affects cell-mediated immune response. Answer D. Cytotoxic T lymphocytes. Really? Was it affected? Anyways, we answer based on the options we have. D. Which of the following structures occupy the neural canal of the spine? The spinal cord. Spinal cord. We have two structures which occupy the brain and the spinal cord. And in the spine, we have the spinal cord which occupies the canal. The hormone that accentuates uterine contractions during the menstrual cycle is progesterone, no. Estrogen, no. Oxytocin, no. Oxytocin during contraction during labor, not the menstrual cycle. Chorionic gonadotropin, no. So I think we'll go with none of the above. Yeah. E, prostat, yes, none of the above. And it's prostaglandins, yes, that accentuates, that cause the uterine contraction during menstrual cycle. That's two. The hormone glucagon. Glucagon basically increases glucose level. So it's hyperglycemic. B. 33. Glycosuria. Urea means urine. Glycogenic substance, glucose. Wish. So it's an excess of glucose in blood? No. Deficiency of glucose in blood? No. Presence of blood in urine? Presence of glucose in urine? Yes. Presence of glucose in urine? D. Sorry. D. Oh, that's really. So our answer is D. Yes. Our answer is D, not C. You can see here. 34. In men, spermatogenesis, A says takes place in the interstitial cells. No. Begins at puberty and ends? No. At 60? No. It continues from puberty? Yes. I think C. Yes. C. 35. In a woman, oogenesis begins at puberty? No. Oogenesis begins right when still kind of when the baby is in the mother's womb. So B is discontinuous. Yes. It starts there and ends and continues at puberty and ends somewhere and continues after fertilization. Anyways, discontinuous. B. Which of the following is not a component of a DNA molecule? Go with B. Glucose. Glucose is not a component of DNA. 37. What is involved in the specific humoral immune response? Macrophage, no. B. Cytotoxin, no. T lymphocytes, no. Excuse me here. Plasma cell, yes. And B lymphocytes, yes. Well, plasma cells are B lymphocytes, so I really don't know what you have to choose here. Anyways, I just said D because you just had to choose one, yes. But anyways, plasma cells are B lymphocytes. You make a choice and you assume it. Okay, instructions for the next questions. You choose 1, 2, 3. We move to the next question directly and see what. The following sequence shows the stages of protein synthesis. Triplet anticodons, Amino acids, proteins, chemical reactions of the cell. Which of the following statements are correct? First says triplets should come first. Yes, triplets are the DNA base codes. The bases, sequence of bases, and kind of occurs in threes. Triplets, threes, yeah. Anyways. So amino acids should not participate. That's false. Enzymes must be present during the chemical reactions of the cell. Of course, of course. So 1 and 3. 1 and 3. B. I think B was 1 and 3. Okay. 39. Which of the following functions may be associated with the plasma membrane glycoprotein? Determination of blood group, yes. Binding sites of toxins and bacteria, yes. Contribution to the union of sperm and ovum, yes. And increase absorption, no. A. 1, 2, and 3. 40. Glucose is to starch what? Okay, one says an amino acid is in a protein. Yes, glucose is monomers. Starch is a large polymer of glucose. So we have glucose, which is monomers of starch. Same as one amino acid monomers of proteins. Protein big polymer. 2. Steroid is to a lipid. No. Lipids are not polymers. Yes, lipids are not polymers. Lipids are not polymers. 3. Steroid is a kind of lipid. 3. A nucleotide is a nucleic acid. Yes, nucleotides are monomers, of nucleic acids. A polypeptide is one amino acid away. Okay, B. Go with B. Okay, permit me to, anyways, B, 1 and 3. 41. Choose the right statements. 1 says ATP can release energy when transformed into ATP. Please. ATP can release energy when, yes, correct. 2. ATP contains energy-rich phosphate. Yes. 3. ATP contains adenine. Yes. 4. ATP contains deoxyribose sugar. No. ATP contains ribose sugar, not deoxyribose. So 1, 2, and 3 are correct. A. For the next 42, for osmosis to take place, there must be 1. A selectively permeable membrane. Yes. Membrane which is permeable only to water. Water has moved. For the record, osmosis is the diffusion of water from one across the selectively permeable membrane. Yes. 2. Equal amounts of solids on each side. No. 3. A concentration gradient. Yes. 4. Any carrier. No. 1 and 3. B. 43. The genotype. A says corresponds to all genes carried by chromosomes. Yes. Yes. All genes carried by chromosomes. I'll go with that. A. Well, anyway, let's read the rest. It's not the same in identical twins. It is the same in identical twins. C is transmitted with changes to daughter cells during mitosis. No. Matches the entire DNA molecule. Again, entire DNA molecule to the genome, not genotype. A. 44. Metabolism. A says does not represent all enzymatic reactions of the cell. No. B consists of synthetic reactions only. No, uses metabolites and energy. C is the answer. C is the answer. 45. Mitosis, process of sexual reproduction. No. Leads to the formation of 2 identical daughter cells from a mother cell. No. Does not exist in prokaryotes. B says, sorry, I really did not read it well. Leads to the formation of 2 identical daughter cells from a mother cell. Yes. C says does not exist in prokaryotes. Yeah, I think so. It doesn't. Mitosis does not exist in prokaryotes. So, but we chose B for the sake of choosing it. Mitosis does not exist in prokaryotes. In the sense, prokaryotes, first In mitosis, we have a second phase, prophase, the first step. Prophase, which is basically disintegration of the nuclear membrane. Bacterial cells or prokaryotes do not have a nuclear membrane. So, anyways, there is no prophase. There is no mitosis in bacteria per se, or in prokaryotes per se. There is, we call it in bacteria binary fission. There's binary fission, not mitosis. So B and C are correct, but well, we have to choose one, so we go with B. B. 46. A clone. A consists of all cells with the same functions. No. Consists of all organisms of cells with the same strain that have the same genetic information. Yes. Only obtained from vertebrates. No. B. Same strain, same genetic information. Clone. 47. Immunodeficiency caused by HIV infection. A says allows the appearance of opportunistic infections. Yes. B is a consequence of opportunistic. No. Is due to an increase in T4. No. Because it's a decrease in T4 lymphocytes instead. D is due to a decrease in T8. No. E may have different effects, on different neurons. No. They attack the immune system. A. 48. What is the largest organ in the human body? Easy trick. The liver is the largest organ in the human body. Now, the liver weighs 1.4 kilograms. Yes, I'm not wrong. 1.4 kilograms. The liver is the largest organ in the human body. Now, the skin is the largest organ of the body, but it's not in the body. It kind of covers the body. Yes, so go with E. What is the name of most of the human brain? Cerebellum, hindbrain, hypothalamus, encephalon. None of these. It's the cerebrum, the largest. It's kind of that big umbrella, like umbrella top in the brain, the cerebrum. And the last question, 50. The muscle located at the front of the thigh of the lower limb is called quadriceps. I think that's the answer. Quadriceps. Yes, the quadriceps. Actually, quadriceps is not one muscle. It's a whole group of 4 muscles. I don't know why expressing a singular muscle. Anyways, we come to the end of this year today. So thank you very much for listening, for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more and promote us. Thank you.